This slide will discuss the purpose of conducting an FBA. And before we get started, I'd just like to give a brief overview of what an FBA actually is and what it is used for. Crone, Hawken, and Horner suggest the FBA includes critical perspectives and sets of strategies and tools that may be used in various ways at all three tiers of MTSS. A functional behavior assessment, or an FBA, is a process that identifies specific target behaviors, the purpose of the behavior, and what factors maintain the behavior that is interfering with the student's educational progress. All FBAs should be developed using input from a team of contributors, for example, teachers, school psychologists, school administration, and parents should all be involved to ensure that the information being received is gathered from a variety of personnel across various settings. So what is the purpose of the FBA? The number one purpose is data collection. Data collection is the foundation of the FBA process, and it solidifies the operational definition of the target behavior. This portion of the FBA is comprised of teacher interviews, direct student observation, and environmental observations, just to name a few. During the data collection process, the observer is documenting the target behavior using various tools. For example, time sampling sheets, functional assessment observation sheets, and the antecedent behavior consequence log, or ABC log. The information gathered from these documents will then be used to build a hypothesis of function of the behavior later in the process. Similarly, the instruments used will provide a means to track student behavior. In addition, the FBA is necessary in order to determine the function of the behavior and to understand what purpose the behavior serves. For example, if a student is consistently getting up from their seat during math class, the observer would conduct a direct observation to track the student's behavior and target behavior, being careful to note the setting events, the antecedent events, the frequency, duration, intensity, and consequences of the behavior. This data is then analyzed to determine what function it serves. If the student is getting out of their seat to escape an assignment, for instance, if the teacher says, okay, class, let's get our math books out so that we can begin our assignment, and at that very moment, the student decides they want to get up and walk around the class and talk to some of their peers, the function of the behavior would be noted as escape or avoidance. Likewise, if the student is getting out of their seat to get attention from either the teacher or their peers, then the function would be attention. And these two target functions of the behavior would be assessed during the FBA process to determine which one it was. Finally, the FBA is vital to the process of identifying predictors of the target behavior as well. The data collected during observation is used to identify the predictors or antecedents of the target behavior, which will clarify the likelihood of when, where, and how the behavior will be presented. Overall, the process of the FBA can be expedited through accountability, good organization, and close attention to time management. Simple procedures such as regularly scheduled meetings, time-limited agendas, detailed action plans, and centralized record keeping can significantly improve time usage for the FBA process.